Good afternoon. First of all, I would like to thank everyone for attending this Memorial Day service, and I would like to thank all the hard work and efforts of the organizers, volunteers that put this event together. Thank you. For most people, Memorial Day is nothing more than a 3-day weekend, a short work week, a time to have a picnic with family and friends, and a day when the pool's open and the unofficial beginning of summer. I was one of those persons growing up as a kid, and until May of 1988. That all changed when I joined the Maryland Army National Guard in April of 1987. And shortly after that, I completed basic training. During basic training, I was taught that Memorial Day was set aside to honor those who died in the service of our nation and the defense of our nation. Research in the history of Memorial Day reveals several different claims to the origin or birthplace of Memorial Day. According to usmemorialday.org, there are over 24 cities and towns across the United States that lay claim to being the birthplace of Memorial Day. Memorial Day was originally called Decoration Day and traces its roots to when women in the South went to the graves of Confederate soldiers and began laying wreaths in honor of their service to the country. Memorial Day was officially proclaimed on 5 May 1868 by General John Logan, who was the National Commander of the Grand Army of the Republic, and he posted in his General Order Number 11 that Memorial Day was to be first observed on 30 May 1868, which time flowers were placed on the graves of Union and Confederate soldiers at Arlington National Cemetery. In May of 1966, President Lyndon B. Johnson officially declared Waterloo, New York, as the birthplace of Memorial Day. It is not important who was the first or what city was the first. What is important that Memorial Day was established. Memorial Day is not about division. It's about reconciliation. It's about coming together to honor those who gave it their all. That is why we are here today. During my deployment to Iraq in 2004 and 2005, changed the meaning of Memorial Day for me a second time. It was during that deployment that I lost comrades, a friend, and a total stranger that all of a sudden I felt a lifetime bond to. Soldiers from all squadrons of the 278th across the state of Tennessee that made the ultimate sacrifice include the following people: Specialist Gary Reese Jr., Specialist Robert Tucker, Sergeant Joseph Hunt, Sergeant Stephen Kennedy, Sergeant Alfred Seiler, who was killed in action on May 25th, 2005, Sergeant Shannon Taylor, Sergeant Paul Thomason III, Staff Sergeant Asbury Hahn II, Staff Sergeant Victor Lawrence, and Sergeant First Class Mark Edwards, who passed away June 9th, 2005. Now, I mentioned the dates of 2 of those soldiers because they were so close to Memorial Day. I learned not all deaths are from a hostile act. My good friend, close friend, someone I served with for several years in the Tennessee Army National Guard, Sergeant First Class Mark Edwards, his life ended in Iraq after he suffered a heart attack while resting in his room. Mark was a good soldier, and he was a great non-commissioned officer. His death proved to me that the insurgency is not the only war or enemy that soldiers are fighting. Even when you think that you're in a safe environment and you can relax a little bit as much as you can in a war zone, your body is still fighting an internal war. Some soldiers are still fighting that war today, even after deployments are complete. August 20th of 2005 was a day that left me feeling very fortunate and very sad at the same time.